Finding balance in life. I just wanted to just touch on this very briefly in astrology. So basically, in astrology, your first, fourth, seventh, and 10th house, they are the pillars of your chart. So they are the angular houses, which give you drive to actually. So somebody who has planets in their first house, particularly if those planets are in good condition. For example, if your first house is Leo and you have Sun in Leo, Sun owns Leo and is in very, very good. It's like being in his own environment. The king is in the castle, so he's feeling fantastic. He has a sense of who he is, what he's doing, what he's all about. So having a planet in the first house, particularly if that planet is in good condition, it just means that that person knows himself and knows the agenda for his life, knows the agenda. That's it. So this is who I am and this is what I'm about. If you have planets in the fourth house, then it just means that your home is very, all of this what I'm telling you is all about if the planets are in good condition. So either they own the planet, they're in a friendly sign, or they're exalted in that house. So somebody who has got planet in the fourth house, so they have happiness, they have luck with property, they're very close to their mum, their family. They make good choices about cars that they buy. They probably, particularly if it's a really sort of exalted planet, they could have luxurious cars. Nice big houses, property, land, things like that. Planets in the seventh house, particularly if the planet is in good condition, it just means really good relationship. Relationships, partnerships are good. They come easily to them, and they kind of like have an understanding of how people see them and perceive them. And then obviously 10th house, planets in the 10th house, particularly if they've got directional strength, they're in good condition, and everything just means a strong kind of career. They know what they want to do for work. When somebody has planets in the 4th house and 10th house, so these are sort of like opposite houses. So you find that when you have a successful home, you want to attain property or land or cars. And what happens is that they kind of balance each other out. But the moment you start overworking, your home life then suffers. So as you elevate your work, then your home life, your personal life suffers. You're spending less and less time at home. And equally, if you're spending too much time at home, then you're not able to kind of like concentrate on work and your career as much. And so this is what I wanted to just point on. You know, balance is always about knowing when to put the pens down. It's time to shut down the computer and go home. When you're at home, you don't want to just like think every day is a weekend. You know, that's how you keep the houses balanced in your life. Particularly these 4 houses, the 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th, they're very, very important. They just literally, if you pull one of them too much, it will collapse. So these give you that sort of like sturdiness and give you that focus. And when you have like too many planets in your first, the focus is all about yourself. So you could actually, your 7th house or other people could suffer. So your relationship could suffer because the focus has been too much about yourself. And I think really most of us don't really know who we are and how we are perceived by the world until we get into a relationship. Because until then we think we are very flexible, you know, we are very happy-go-lucky people, we are very sort of independent and blah blah. You get into a relationship and you realise actually you might be not so motivated by life, you're not just such a happy person, all those sort of things, you know, and you procrastinate, you learn so much about yourself being in relationships and being true to yourself, because sometimes the perception we have of ourselves is so different to what our partners think of us. So you might think you're this dynamic persona, and who literally initiates things, and it's high energy. You get into a relationship and you realize the reason why you were like that is because you were dating somebody who had those kind of great traits about them. So yeah, so it's the four pillars are very important. It's always good for anybody to have at least one planet in the angular houses. It just gives the person some kind of focus in life. So if you have no planets in any other, but you have one in your 10th house, it's through your work that you find yourself and your purpose. If you have a planet in your 4th house, it'll be about mum and happiness and emotional stability and balance that you find yourself. I normally find that people who have no planets in any of their angular houses, and remember in this I don't use cusps. If you use cusps, I just literally just the 30 degrees. And if you don't have any planets in them, these people do actually lack focus, and they tend to kind of like not really know what they're supposed to be doing. So they can actually think somebody else's path in life is theirs. They're a little bit confused about what they should be doing. So I think it's always good to bear in mind that everybody has their own path, and it does always help, I think, when people are like that and they really literally don't know where they should be heading in life. You should also not be hard on yourself and realize, even though society thinks that we are mature and an adult at 18, well, definitely in astrology they don't think that at all, because Saturn matures as 36, but the nodes don't mature 42 and 48. So yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Literally, I think mid-30s onwards is when you actually start kind of get a feel about who you are and what you are about as well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to just point out. And if you're in doubt as well and you have gone past 36, I would definitely say get a reading. You know, this is what astrology is so brilliant. It's so helped me out. And believe me, I was a lot older than that when I started to kind of get my act together. So there we are. So this is astrology and the pillars of your life. Thank you for watching.